Floor bridge.
Okay. Floor bridge, you want the knees at 90 degrees. You're laying down on your back. What you're going to do is press through your heels to lift your hips up. Okay. Squeezing through here. You want to make sure you're not overarching. And also you can lift their toes off the ground to really make sure they're concentrating on pushing through their heels and using their glutes. Okay. Another way to make this progressively harder is that you can raise the leg, keep the thighs even, and make sure you keep your hips up.
Prone bridge.
On prone bridge, you want to make sure back is flat, hips, shoulders all in line, starting from here, and then just raising the knees. And then you're going to hold for whatever amount of time you have. Go down to resting, ideally, is just to drop the knees. So your back stays in the same position.
Side bridge.
In side bridge, forearm right underneath your shoulder, elbow in line, feet on top of each other stacked, and then you're going to come up, tall posture here, head back, not hunched forward, top shoulders back. Now, if you need to regress this, still hold this line, but then I'm just going to go to my knees here. Still hold this. Head back. Really make sure they're having good posture the whole time and not curling forward.
Straight leg sit-ups.
So on this one, you really got to be controlled with your movement, and you're thinking more going up towards the ceiling. Your back is coming off the ground one vertebrae at a time. Feet stay on the ground the whole time, or lift very little. And you got to stay perfectly still, and your hips down. So it's not a lot of movement, but you're being really controlled, lifting one off the ground, one more up towards the ceiling. Keeping the feet still.
Cobra.
Here you want to make sure head's in line, eyes are looking down, palms facing the ground. You're going to pull back, and as you pull back, squeezing down your back, through your glutes, your feet are probably going to lift off the ground. The main thing that you're squeezing your shoulder blades back together, and you can also have them come back and hold, but don't want to have head up, head down, and palms facing the ground. Sometimes kids are going to twist the wrists, and then that kind of messes up where the shoulders are. So you want to keep palms down, squeeze the shoulder blades back together.
Overhead med ball throw.
So this one you're going to need a med ball. You're going to need a wall to throw it in. Kind of getting like a soccer throw-in position. Elbows overhead. You're just throwing it in, controlling the body as you're throwing it. So when they throw it, you don't want compensations of them falling apart here from the upper part. Okay. We're just throwing it, staying still, being able to control that, especially in a stance position.
Short lever crunch.
Short lever crunch, basically, it's more of a classic one where your hands are going to be here, and then you can have them hold their feet. You can have the elbows come to touch the thighs. If you want to put pressure on the feet so then they can go up to the knees. But basically, now you're more worried about moving as opposed to straight-legged sit-ups.
Tabletop.
Okay, tabletop, it's kind of like crab crawl, but more advanced. Hands can be this way or that way, whichever is more comfortable for them. And then what you're going to do is you're going to lift up and be flat all the way across. Okay? Pushing through your heels, head back and in line. Not looking up.
They just hold this for a certain amount of time.